Welcome everyone to our very special 7th annual Mimouna Festival of Good Neighbors, which Sephardic Heritage International in DC, or SHIN DC, is hosting with the embassies of Morocco and Israel in Washington and the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art, featuring artists Ismail, Bouzidoune, and Mor Karbasi. We will now hear from Christine Creamer, Deputy Director and Chief Curator at the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art.
My name is Christine Mullen-Kramer. Let me extend a warm welcome to all on behalf of the Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of African Art in Washington, DC, where I serve as Deputy Director. We're so pleased to collaborate with our distinguished colleagues today as a virtual host of this year's Mimouna Festival of Good Neighbors. The festival is based on Moroccan narratives of unity, commemoration, goodwill, and friendship that mark the end of Passover and the advent of spring. The program makes an excellent fit with our museum's initiative, funded by a 5-year Lillian Endowment grant focused on the global religions of Africa and their relevance to global ethical practice, with particular attention paid to issues of diversity, equity, access, and inclusion. Let me turn the proceedings over now to my colleague, Gathoni Kamal, the museum's educator for community engagement and outreach. Gathoni?
Thank you, Chris. Yes, thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. Welcome, everyone. Today's program is inspired by our current exhibition, Caravans of Gold, Fragments in Time, Art, Culture, and Exchange across medieval Saharan Africa. The exhibition places Africa as a global intellectual, economic, and religious force in a period dating from the 8th to the 14th century. To enjoy a virtual tour of this exhibition and to learn more about our museum and our programs, including those supported by the Lilly Endowment, please visit our website at africa.si.edu. You'll surely enjoy it. From ancient times, Morocco formed a meeting point between emerging Asian, Mediterranean, and African civilizations to become a melting pot for cultural exchange, influenced largely through flourishing trade. The roots of Morocco's cultural heritage run deep, and in a few moments, you will get a taste of this and enjoy the harmonic music of Gnawa and Andalusi in celebration of this festival. But before we move forward with the program, I really wish to take this moment to recognize our partners, as Afram mentioned. This is the Sephardic Heritage International, SHIN DC, the Embassy of Israel, the Embassy of the Kingdom of Morocco, and Afram Franz Katzir, the Director of SHIN DC, who will introduce our guest speakers and performing artists. We are pleased to be hosting this virtually with SHIN DC. For the second time. We were privileged to host the Mimouna Festival in 2019 at the museum, and we're pleased to be together again, this time virtually in 2021. Thank you so much, Afram. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris and Gathoni. The holiday of Mimouna is a tradition among many North African Jewish communities and is especially associated with Moroccan Jewry, including my Moroccan family. Held the day after Passover, the holiday marks the return to being able to eat leavened bread after it was forbidden throughout the week-long holiday. Today, there are about 1 million Moroccan Jews in Israel, and our next speaker wrote her thesis about the community. We will now hear from Tammy Ben-Haim, Minister for Public Diplomacy at the Embassy of Israel in Washington.
Good morning, good afternoon. I am super delighted to be here. I was very happy to hear what our friends from the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art said, and I couldn't agree with them more. And thank you, Ephraim, for mentioning my thesis. The culture of Morocco and the Jews who live there is a fascinating topic for me. I won't keep us long because I know we're all excited to hear the musicians originally from Morocco. And first and foremost, want to say a big thank you to Ephraim Katzir, who, you know, with SHIN DC has been doing and is doing wonderful programming, highlighting the culture from Northern Africa, from South Europe, the Balkans, the Jewish culture, and we always love to cooperate with him. And of course, as I said, with the museum and with our neighbors, right? Because it's Mimouna, so we celebrate friendship and good neighborhood of the Embassy of Morocco, who are right next door to us. And we love cooperating with them, and we appreciate cooperating with them on programs here, virtually, and also to inspire peace and stability in our mutual region. And of course, the office of the mayor of Washington, DC, and Reverend Thomas Bowen for the proclamation of seeing this as Good Neighborly Day. Yeah, you know, in COVID and in times, you just realize how important family is, of course, and celebrating with family, but how important your close neighbors are. And, you know, you sometimes need them for different things that you never imagined, as we all, I'm sure, experienced this past year. And it's definitely a time, and it's always a good time to say thank you. And we're happy to be here with you. So thank you very much, and looking forward to the program.
Thank you so much, Tammy. And we will now hear from Councillor Rabi, the head of the cultural section at the Embassy of Morocco in Washington. Over to you.
Thank you, Ephraim. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Passover and happy Mimouna. Thank you for joining and celebrating with us today. On behalf of the Embassy of the Kingdom of Morocco, I would like to thank Ephraim and the Sephardic Heritage International for putting together a great program for all of us on this special day. Thank you as well to our partners, the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art, for their long-time support. We're especially happy to partner with the Embassy of Israel in Washington, DC on this special occasion, celebrating the long tradition of peaceful Muslims and Jewish coexistence in Morocco. Mimouna symbolizes everything that we strive for in our relation with our Jewish brothers and sisters across the world. It is a part of our heritage that we are very proud to share with you today. Although our virtual celebration won't allow us to enjoy the delicious food that makes Mimouna special, we hope that the music can make it up for it. And we look forward to celebrating again together next year, hopefully in person. Until then, stay safe and healthy, and always carry with you the message of peace Mimouna holds. Thank you. Thank you, Ephraim.
Thank you so much, Rabi. It's a great honor for SHIN DC to partner with the Israeli and Moroccan embassies in Washington to host the first joint Mimouna celebration. Mimouna not only marks the end of Passover, but is inspired by the Moroccan Jewish and interfaith narratives of unity, commemoration, goodwill, and neighborliness, as we've heard. During Mimouna, Jewish families would open up their homes to each other and to non-Jews who brought the leavened foods needed for a neighborly celebration. Occurring just before Holocaust Remembrance Day, Mimouna is a festival of good neighbors that encapsulates the spirit of the Morocco-Israel relationship, as well as the establishment of diplomatic relations between Israel and other neighbors under the Abraham Accords. Let us prosper together in the spirit of neighborliness. We will now hear from Osnat Ben Susan Farouz, leader of Degel Yehuda Jerusalem, Sephardi egalitarian community. Osnat, over to you.
Thank you, Ephraim, and thank you, everyone. Shalom, hello, and bon après-midi. It is a pleasure and a privilege to be invited to such a lovely event. As daughter to Moroccan parents, I heard beautiful stories of this celebration. The food, the piyyutim, the young people going from house to house, so joyful, so lively. As an adult and mother of three, and as leader of Degel Yehuda, a Sephardi egalitarian community in Jerusalem, I ask myself, how can we recreate this atmosphere so it is not just a nostalgic memory, but a way of life for us here, today? I believe it is by keeping the esprit of Mimouna, one of sharing and fraternité, one of looking kindly and open-heartedly at your neighbors, whoever they are and wherever they may be, that we get to keep alive and further expand this glorious tradition to other people and nations. It is especially moving that this celebration is held in the presence of Moroccan and Israeli embassies in the United States as a symbol to a renewed solidarity between countries and people. Tirbachu Tzadu from Jerusalem.
Thank you so much, Osnat. Tirbachu Tzadu. We now, representing Al-Fazi, Al-Grabli, and Adams families, we have Sephardic Heritage International board member Marguerite Adams with her mother Miriam Al-Grabli and daughter Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 generations of Moroccan Jewish women. Over to you, Marguerite.
Good morning, and thank you so much for inviting me to participate in this momentous occasion. As a daughter of Moroccan parents, I am delighted and honored to participate today. I'm here with my mother, Miriam, and my daughter, Aliyah. I am honored to introduce Reverend Thomas Bowen, the director of the DC Mayor's Office of Religious Affairs. Thank you.
Thank you for that kind introduction. As stated, my name is Thomas Bowen. I'm director of the Mayor's Office of Religious Affairs, and I'm also the interim director of the Mayor's Office of African American Affairs. Shalom, peace and blessings and community to everyone. This is indeed a joyous day and a special day. And in honor of this day, Mayor Muriel Bowser, the Mayor of Washington, D.C., has issued the following proclamation that I am fortunate to read for you. And it states, whereas Sephardic Heritage International in DC, SHIN DC, will celebrate its historic 7th annual Mimouna, a festival of good neighbors, in partnership with the embassies of Morocco and Israel in Washington, DC. And whereas this annual celebration of Mimouna marks the end of Passover and is inspired by the Moroccan Jewish and interfaith narratives of unity, commemoration, goodwill, and friendship of neighbors. And whereas the cultural bonds between Morocco, Israel, and DC are strong, including the annual celebration of Mimouna with our Moroccan Jewish communities and friends worldwide. And whereas Morocco and Israel encourage efforts to promote interfaith and intercultural dialogue to advance a culture of peace among the 3 Abrahamic religions and all humanity. And whereas SHIN DC continues to fulfill its mission of cultural diplomacy, including partnering with the embassies of Morocco and Israel to develop and build essential intercultural bridges of awareness throughout the city and worldwide. Whereas I applaud Sephardic Heritage International in DC, the Embassy of Morocco, and the Embassy of Israel in Washington, DC, for their continued support and for celebrating the diversity of our city. Now, therefore, I, Muriel Bowser, the Mayor of Washington, D.C., do hereby proclaim Monday, April the 5th, 2021, as Mimouna, a Festival of Good Neighbors Day. Signed, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Thank you so much, Reverend Bowen, and many thanks to Mayor Muriel Bowser. And in response to that, we wish everyone Tirbachu Utzadu, Buenas Salidas de Pascua, as they say in Tetuan. And now for our feature, Gnawa and Andalusi music, a microcosm of the rich and diverse influences in Moroccan music and music festivals. First, we have Gnawa music with Ismail Bouzidoune, lead vocal accompanied by Abderrahim Shallah, And for the sake of time, over to you, Ismail.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. We are Jouara Collective, and well, I'm a part of Jouara Collective, and we're gonna play some Gnawa music for you guys today. We are proud to be a part of this great celebration. I got my good friend here, Abdurrahim Shalah, straight from Essaouira, and I am from Casablanca. And we're gonna play a little song for you called Musawiyin, and hope you enjoy. We'll talk to you in a second.
نادوا لا إله إلا الله نادوا لا إله إلا الله العربي يا رسول الله مولاي كاتبنا كاتبنا مول كاتبنا سيدي موسى سيدتي يا ميدان سيدتنا يا مولانا سيدي والعار عليكم سيدتنا يا مولانا
Thank you guys. These two songs over here was from the Musawiyin, which is the color of the blue, a little part of the lila of Gnawa music. And you know, we want to give a shout out to everybody that's involved on today's celebration, which is a pretty amazing thing. And you know, gathering ourselves with African music over here. Gnawa music originated from the griots and got settled in Morocco about around the 1700s to up, well, between 17 and 1800s. And the instruments that are involved on it is, as everyone knows, clappers, castanets, qaraqab, and gimbri. And you know, we got a couple more songs for y'all to enjoy today, and hopefully near the future we get to do the same, you know, same celebration in person like we've been doing the last few years. And but this is what we got now, and we're gonna make what we can get out of it. So hope you enjoy. This next one over here is called Bulila.
مكة الشريفة سيدي أبو سلامي يا سيدي بابا حمودة سيدي مولاي شنوير سيدي العزيز علي سيدي مولاي يا الله بنيا البنيا لا الله بنيا ويا ويا يا بنيا ويا يا حمودا بابا وسطانا لا الله بنيا لا الله بنيا ويا ويا يا بنيا سيدي حموز ما نبينا الله بنيا الله بنيا الله بنيا الله بنيا الله حمودا الله بنيا ويا البنيا الله البنيا يا بنيا سيدي حموس طالع الله بنيا الله البنيا ويا ويا البنيا سيدي حموس طالع كوا حبس بعيد الله بنيا الله بنيا الله بنيا الله بنيا الله بنيا الله بنيا ويا بنيا الله بنيا يا بنيا الله بنيا الله البنيا يا ويا البنيا سيدي حموس ما نبينا يا سيدي حموس يا سيدي اللهم صل عليك يا رسول الله اللهم صل عليك يا رسول الله يا جان يا مولاي محمد الحبيب.
All right, thank you guys. This one we just did was from the red section on the Gnawa repertoire. And this next one over here is gonna be specifically special for this celebration, and it's called Mimouna.
والعزيز راسه ميمونة لا لا ميمونة ميمونة لا إله إلا الله والعزيز راسه الصلاة والصلاة نبينا يا ربي تكون لا إله إلا الله محمد راسه ميمونة ميمونة
Mimouna performance right there. Once again, we are a band. I'm a part of a band. The band's got a lot of other members in it, 5 other people, and it's called Juara Collective. And we do Gnawa fusion here all over the East Coast. And just check us out. And happy celebration to everyone. Happy Mimouna. Happy Easter. And it was fun playing for y'all. And good luck on everything. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Ismail. Aiwa, all the way you've been with us from Mimouna #1, and we keep coming back for more. Now on to the Andalusi side of Moroccan music. We will now have more Karbasi, accompanied by Joe Taylor and David Dagmi. Over to you, more.
recogen a tu derredor. Qué hermosa es tu floresón, con una ventanón de papillones, ma ellos no verán que tus ojos como cuna recogen adentro de sí lágrimas y lluvia, ma ellos no la verán porque no quieren venir saber que tienes funciones. Hermosa, sos tú, rosa. Es tu corona. Todo el mundo te sonría. Ninguno no se harta de admirar tu hermosura, admirar tu hermosura, descubrirás tus labios maravillosas, no escondes tus flechas.
Thank you very much. I can hear your claps. It's such a great honor to be part of this event, celebrating these two amazing cultures, and especially being a daughter and granddaughter to Moroccan Sephardic Jews. This evening we celebrate Lala Mimouna and invite her to come to our dwellings with her charm and luck and to bless us with all her goods. The next song is called Fuera me a bañar, a orillas del río. I'll sing it in Haketía, which is the Sephardic that comes from Morocco. I went to the river. There I saw my love. He gave me a kiss and I gave him 5.
Fuera me a bañar y a orilla del río. Ay, puso mi madre cosa ninguna. No me puso mi madre cosa ninguna. La cara de esta novia es como la luna que lanza de la gracia y como la vende y como la vende. Ni lo vendo per onza ni per quartero, ni lo vendo per onza ni per quartero. Se la daré a mi amante de mi corazón, que la onza de mi gracia y todo mi viene, y todo mi viene.
Thank you so much. It's such a celebration. I even have here a little table, I don't know if you can see it, full, or at least was full, we ate most of it, of Moroccan cookies that my grandmother Rachel Asraf from Marrakesh made. And we celebrated also the Mimouna in her house a few days ago. And the next song is actually a Berber song that the manager of the Andalus orchestra sang for me. And he said his mother, Aisha, sang for him this song when he was a boy. Bismillah. All right. So we have now put the link to my Facebook page. So please do click on the click and follow me on Facebook. Before we play our last song, I want to say thank you again to both embassies of Morocco and Israel, to Itai Bin-Nun, our soundman, to Ephraim from SHIN, Sephardic culture, and of course the Smithsonian Museum. So you probably know the song. You probably know the song.
أهل يا شيباني دور بيها نخدم عليك وعليها دور بيها يا شيباني دور بيها نخدم عليك وعليها دور بيها يا شيباني دور بيها نخدم عليك وعليها دور بيها يا شيباني دور بيها نخدم عليك وعليها دور بيها يا شيباني دور بيها نخدم عليك وعليها دور بيها يا شيباني دور بيها نخدم عليك وعليها.
Thank you so much. Joe Taylor on the guitar. David Dagmi on the drums. Itai Binoun on the sound. Thank you so much again. Keep celebrating.
Thank you so much. We want more. And we also want more Ismail. If I say too much, the tears might flow. So I just want to say thank you. This means so much. And we've worked so hard to get here. And so just thank all of you. Thank you to our artists. Thank you more. Thank you, Ismail. All the accompaniment. Thank you to our partners, the Embassy of Israel and Morocco, the USA. And thank you to the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art. And this one is for my grandmother. And so to everyone, I want to say Turbahu, Sadu, as the Tetuani say, Buenas salidas de Pascua. Thank you, Leon Rofe, the Rofes, the Bibas family. Thank you, everyone. And let us prosper and be successful together as good neighbors. Thank you.
On behalf of the museum, the National Museum of African Art, I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us. It was a wonderful celebration. Thank you, Afrem. Thank you, Embassy of Morocco. Thank you, Embassy of Israel. And thanks to all of you for tuning in with us. We definitely had a wonderful time. Thanks to Ismail and more, both of the artists. They were phenomenal. We hope we will be able to continue to work together in the future. And we thank you so much for joining us once again. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you so much.
Muna,